right? She also told me she wished she could thank the guy who brought us together. And I feel the same. I wouldn't be here right now if it weren't for you. And I wouldn't change a thing about the time I had with my mom. Not so fast! I'll take you on. Wait, I can help. Fritz, be careful! By the way, there's something that's been on my mind for a while now. Hey Fritz, are you and Ada, you know... Huh? What about me and Ada? Goodness, Cindy, is that what you occupy your time with? There's nothing going on between us. Why don't we drop this topic of discussion and focus a little more on the task at hand? Oh, that's what he meant. Welcome back to Trails of Cold Steel 4. So, we have a little thing to do in here, so let us go and do it. Watch this get bad somehow. Ah, what a relief. I was so tensed up and worried for a while there. I hear you. I'm just glad we were able to get through this without any major incidents. Agreed. Excellent work, everyone. Well, I can't say I pitched in very much. It was Agate and Olivier who really saved the day, and a lot of credit has to go to Instructor Randy and Tio. Tita, your divisionary tactics were perfect. They're really key to the whole operation coming together. Princess Alfin, Elise, and Toa. We couldn't have done it without you either. I'm just glad we were able to help out. After all this village has done for you, Reen, I wanted to repay the favor in some way. Right, wait a second. Since we're all here, why don't we chat about something more interesting? Girls talk, secrets, exciting things. And of course, we have Reen as our guest of honor. Your Highness. Alright, I'm Curry the odd man out against this group. Elise is one thing, but with all of you here, I'm just going to turn in early, okay? Reen? So you're used to sharing a bath with Elise? Well, I guess that makes sense. It's not a big deal for family to bathe in a hot spring together back when you're from. Well, then why don't we just think of the rest of us as family too? You're newly acquainted sisters. Oh dear. I need the picture icon to get out of the way. That suggestion doesn't entirely sit well with me. Come on, Reen, won't it be nice? Right, at the very least, we can try to make you blush. Oh my god. This is getting bad. This is getting real bad. I will think of it as just another mission. We won't get too radical, Instructor. Though maybe you could really use a good shock or two. Even you, Yuna? Let's all just try and take things down a notch. Alright, knock it off now, you guys. You know how clueless he can be. Reen, honestly, you make me so mad sometimes for just going along with it, with whatever others want. What do you mean? Reen's situation is looking a little dicey, but you reap what you sow. I do know how Elise feels, though. If someone were to try that on Agate, when we had a rare chance to be alone together. Such a situation. Even if Tita, when Tita becomes the age for Akka to be like, yeah, you know what, how about you and me get together? I'll probably still be sitting there like, whoa, hold on. But I probably won't. It don't really matter at that point. Oh god, that makes me think of the whole situation with Game Grumps and Dan. I kinda don't know if he's done what he's supposed to, what people say he's done, but I guess sometimes you wouldn't really know people, but I'm not getting into that bullshit. Anyway, we have a side quest in Alistair to do. And then we have 2 more after that. This is so crazy. Yeah, the mayor said that we just need to be patient, but I don't know about that. It looks like these 2 are getting ready for something. Kai and Tilia, right? It's been a while. Oh, hey! Is that request why you're here? Yeah, exactly. Toball's just as busy as you'd imagine, so he passed it on to us. The others here told me a bit about you 2. Alistair's done so much for my brother. I'd very much like to repay that debt, even if it's just a little. Okay, that's very sweet. Wow, she's so beautiful. I wonder if she's friends with Class 7. What exactly did the town do for your brother? It's a rather long story. We'll tell you some other time. Please watch what you say here. Sorry, I just got too caught up in things. She really does look familiar. I might just be overthinking things, though. It's like 10 for Zach. Should have been on by now. I think Kai's starting to pick up on things, guys. Anyway, would you mind if we asked you a few questions? Stovall mentioned the town was having problems with some kind of monster. Can you tell us anything about it? Yes, that's right. Recently it started showing up near town almost every night. Obviously no one wanted it around, but we all made do. There was some damage to equipment and plants, but it kept getting worse. Things took a real turn yesterday. It was the first time that people ended up injured. Oh my, I suppose that's not the sort of thing one can simply wait out, is it? No, it's not. That really creepy part is that we don't even know what it looks like. The town asked this hunter to help us get rid of it. He's pretty famous around here. It's so scary, the monster appears out of nowhere, and then it disappears just as fast. It's like we're in a horror story. It really does feel that way. We actually had some soldiers come by too, but given the situation, they've held off on any operations. Why does this not surprise me? It seems they've been neglecting their duties just like during the Civil War. And there was that airship incident already. All the adults were talking about this morning. They all agreed that we can't afford any more damage done. The mayor suggested that we all move to the mining town Aragon. What? Meaning Alistair's going to be abandoned temporarily? So that's what you 2 are preparing for. But if that happens... I'm sorry everyone, I know this is shocking news, but you guys have already saved Alistair once. If anyone can find out the truth about this monster, it's you. So, if you have the time, would you mind looking into it for us? We'd really appreciate it. I just can't stand the thought of parting with our home. It's full of memories with Mom and Dad. During the Civil War, those Jaegers left Alistair in shambles. Is there any way that we can help out? Well... We have a lot of memories in this town, too. We may only have today to investigate, but we'll do whatever we can. Really? That's great! We can't thank you enough. Oh, there's no need. We're happy to help. For Oliver's sake, too, since he can't publicly act right now. Right. Ready to go monster hunting? Yeah. We don't have a lot of clues yet, though. Let's start by asking around town. If we find anything out, we'll come back and fill you in. Got it. Good luck. Let us know if we can help. We'll do anything we can. I think this week, hopefully, which it might happen tomorrow, I don't know, we'll get the next sword art update, so I can start working on the spears in there. I'm gonna start from bottom around. Hey, I didn't talk to you, kid. Gramps and Grams are tidying up the house. I finished quick, so I'm waiting for them here with the sheep. But why do they have to tidy? No. It's not tidy, it's moving time. Ah, there are some familiar faces. Welcome.
Are you perhaps here about that monster?
Yes, exactly. Would you mind if we asked you some questions? Oh, I hate even talking about it. It devastated our fields and destroyed the integration waterways. It shows up just about every night now, and when it does, it causes serious damage to the town.
Strangest thing I've ever seen. I've been hunting for 50 years now, and even my countless attempts at tracking it have all been in vain. It seems it's the same story every time. We're in hot pursuit and the trail just vanishes, completely up in smoke. It's infuriating. The only thing I can think of to explain is that the damn thing has wings. When we lose the trail, it means it's flown off.
So that's why they call it the mysterious monster. Turning a blind eye here isn't an option. The people of Alster can't handle this problem alone. Yeah, I completely agree. I can see why Kai and Tilia reached out to Torval about it. But is this enough to warrant an evacuation? Thanks for your time. There's no doubt in my mind that what you share with us will be useful.
Please, you're too kind. I wish I could offer more information. I'm a disgrace. Regardless, wing or not, it's big and dangerous. Please watch yourselves out there.
Take a quick rest here before you leave. The cuisine is wonderful, I might add. Thank you so much. Your kindness is much appreciated.
Hey, what are you doing?
This must be the mayor of Alistair. It seems he's been affected by the Grey Twilight. Let's at least try to speak to him.
Prancing around pretending to be braces, are you? I suggest you drop the act. If this is because of the monster, the wonderful soldiers who are dedicated to the Imperial family have asked around already.
Are you talking about the Imperial Defense Force? What are they doing here?
So you're at least aware of the name, I see. They've already taken down observations. They'll perform an official inquiry in the near future. However, with the war upon us, we can't expect our needs to be a priority. That is why I've made the decision to evacuate the whole town to the mining area. Aragon is short on manpower. Helping with the mining effort is also helping with the war effort.
He's still thinking about war even when the town's in this state. I don't think we'll be able to rely on him.
It's a shame, but we have to ask around elsewhere.
That person's from the distillery. Let's go and ask her. Oh yes, that monster. It's a strange story, alright. Some of the fields I look after have been destroyed. I was so looking forward to the harvest.
I see. Did you get a look at the culprit?
No, I didn't. It seems to only come out at night. But I do sometimes catch sight of this weird person. A weird person, you say? Yes, a man. I don't recognize him from around town. He spent all day looking around the town and loitering near the fields. Didn't even give us Stein Rose a glance. He hasn't been around lately, but his behavior is weird for a tourist, don't you think? I don't know. We should remember this for later.
Yeah, it might prove important later. When the townspeople are forced to evacuate because of monsters, it's not like the church isn't affected. I'd like to speak directly with the father here and get his take on things. So that's why your curiosity lies. It's a rather horrid subject, I'm afraid. Many of the local men have been conscripted and the townspeople have been forced to evacuate due to this threat. There is some logic behind what the mayor says. However, the safety of the townspeople is paramount. The evacuation will take place today. I've also contacted the chapel in the mining town, Aragon, to make arrangement.
I see. Even though everything is so sudden, it seems that things are being handled much more quickly than I expected.
Actually, it seems that many of the residents in Aragon are empty due to the conscription. Also, the mayor has been urging the townspeople to move to Aragon. He says it's good for the good of the empire.
Really?
That's why I've been in communication with the father there for quite some time now. Though I never imagined it would end up being very convenient in this sort of situation.
I see. Thank you again for your time, Father.
Boy, who'd have thought something like that would happen in Alistair?
Maybe this guy is who was attacked and injured by the monster. Excuse me, do you have a minute?
I see. You're investigating the incidents. It happened last night, just as the sun was setting. I realized I had forgotten to close one of the fences. When I went back to the field alone, I was suddenly attacked from behind. It was pitch black, so I couldn't make it out very well, but it looked like a giant cat monster.
A giant cat monster. Sounds like it could be very vicious. How are your injuries? Are you going to be okay?
Yes, you don't need to worry about me. I was able to fend it off with my hoe. I do have some injuries on my hands and feet, but it's not enough to prevent me from walking.
That's good to hear. It must have been a terrifying experience. Do you remember anything else? It doesn't matter how minor, we're interested in any and all details.
I don't really.
Wait, is this blonde girl?
No, must be my mind playing tricks on me. More importantly, there was this strange noise just before I was attacked. It was a high-pitched noise, almost like a whistle.
Did you say a whistle?
I see. That's very helpful. I hope it helps your investigation. I really hope you can do something about these monster attacks.
Of course, we'll do our best.
Okay, let's wrap this up. First of all, let's summarize what we learned. There are many puzzling aspects to this case.
Right. It's not just about the monster. I suggest we talk it over at Kai and Tilia's house.
Good thinking. I'd like to hear what they make of it too.
It's decided then. Let's go.
First things first, let's lay out what we know. We gathered a lot of information, but let's focus on the monster first. Several things we learned caught my attention, but if we put those stories together, what's strange is... Isn't it a bit too convenient that it showed up now of all times?
I agree. You have to wonder what drew it here all of a sudden. That hunter mentioned that he lost it midway through the chase each time you went after it. It almost seems set up, doesn't it?
To be honest, Tilly and I kind of suspected that. It just doesn't seem like a coincidence.
And Osh said it was like a big cat or something, right? I was surprised to hear that.
Why did you find that surprising?
Well, it just wasn't what I expected, I guess. The crops that were ravaged were grapes, right? Oh, I see. It does seem out of place for a carnivorous monster to be drawn to crops. Grapes even less so. Why would it destroy the irrigation waterways like that? It almost seems like it's trying to harass the town.
So why is its behavior so abnormal?
That's the million-mirror question. We must consider the possibility that... there must be someone controlling it. What?
Controlling monsters? Is that even possible? Yeah, actually. There are certain monsters that have been specifically trained to respond to sound. They're known as military monsters.
You often see Jaegers using them. Things just appear to be getting worse and worse. Someone mentioned seeing a strange man wandering on the outskirts of town. Do you think there's a connection? Oh, I've seen him too. He doesn't look like a soldier or a Jaeger, but it definitely seems that he's an Alistair for a reason. As of right now though, we can't know if he's related or not. Still, considering what we've seen and heard, we can't rule out some sort of conspiracy at play here. Actually, prepare yourself or you don't like hearing gulps. I need a drink anyway. A conspiracy? I know it might sound absurd, but I think it's worth exploring what the reasons behind such a plot could be. If someone were in fact controlling the monster, what would be their motive? Well, we have to start by thinking about potential objectives. The only conclusion I can think is that there's something that we don't yet understand. You're probably right, Elise. It's true. We didn't walk away with anything conclusive at all. But there was one person who seemed to know the truth behind what's going on. Someone who knows the truth? Who could it be? I think it could be Mayor Malcolm. Are you saying that the mayor is intentionally intimidating the residents? I don't know about that. There must be some mistake. It's not something I want to believe either. But people are saying that the mayor's been pushing to move to Aragon for quite some time now, even before this monster issue. We can't deny that things seem to be falling in his favor. Well, when you put it like that, it does seem oddly convenient. It's a terrible thing to consider, but it does make some sense. You know what I mean, right, Tilia? One day he just started acting so strange. But he's the mayor. He's always been such a nice person. When we lost Mom and Dad, he really looked out for us. It's just so hard to imagine. Tilia. Her feelings about the situation must be complex. I wonder what the truth is. The Great Twilight has proven itself to have an incredibly far reach. It's not out of the question. I just don't know. On the one hand, the mayor controlling the monster is definitely a possibility, but it looks like we don't have all the facts yet. Please, excuse me for a moment. Who's calling me? Oh, aren't you Marcus's coworker? Please excuse the sudden interruption. Marcus told me that you're an Alistair dealing with a certain incident. This is rather an awkward request to make, but I was actually wondering if you could maybe leave this issue be for me. Leave it be? Do you mean... Is there something going on in Alistair?
So hold on just a moment. I just want to see something real quick.
Something that warrants the Government Accountability Inspectorate taking action. Well, I'll just have to leave that up to your imagination. It looks like you have your reasons, Reiner. But the residents are terrified. They're already preparing to evacuate by the end of the day. We can't turn a blind eye to this. What? Things have already reached that point? Everything's moving way too fast. I do have an idea, but we're going to need your help. We've got to bring this to an end. Alright then. Marcus has told me a lot about you guys. I've thought this for a while now, but you're probably people worth trusting. I'll share what we've gathered, and make sure you use it well. The idea that that sort of thing could occur in Alistair is hard to fully wrap my mind around. Reiner did put some potential operations together, but they're not going to make it in time, just like we thought. If anyone's going to do something, it'll have to be us. Besides, I don't think this is entirely unrelated to those of us from Thor's. It certainly does seem that way. We can't turn our backs on those poor people. I suppose the ship has already left the harbor. If you need my help, I'll be here. Tilia, I want to help too. I think we can convince the people who live here to go along with our plan. I couldn't imagine anyone better suited for that. Things could get a little rough out there, Princess Alfin. Elise, your safety is the highest priority. I don't know what's going on through your mind, but if it results in anything but us coming, then you can forget it. Yes, that's right. We're helping and that's that. You wouldn't let us come this far only to tell us to stay out of it, would you? Well, I guess I should have known they wouldn't back down after hearing all that. With all of us along for the ride, this will be a walk in the park. Just be as careful as possible and stay with the group no matter what. Yep, you got it. We understand. Let's make sure we're ready before we head out. It's time, everyone. Yeah, right, got it. I'm so nervous, but I gotta do my best for everyone's sakes. Tell me when you're ready to go when you are. Should we get started? Though I think checking our equipment one more time would be a good move. Yeah, let's go and get started. I called in some more help just to be safe, but the odds of them getting here in time are about 50-50. We'll just have to proceed on our own, if we're handling this entirely on our own. We have to uncover whatever is going on in Alistair, no matter what. My brother's waiting up on the ship. This is for his sake, too. A short while later. Really should be narrating this. Even those residents who had opposed the evacuation made their preparations to leave. With a sad farewell, they left their homes behind. Finally. It took longer than I thought it would. They're all so stubborn. It was always going to be tough. Oh, Alistair. You're now a bustling metropolis, but by 80 or so you a beautiful town. And how proud I am that Prince Albert himself spent some of his childhood here. Which is why merely cooperating with conscription is simply not enough. I want our town to make a true contribution to this nation. My good mayor, it would appear we can finally get started. Oh my god, it's this guy again. Hey there, Wads. Sorry it took so damn long. You wouldn't believe how stubborn all these townsfolk are. It's clear now that they're getting everyone away from the town first was the only way for this little reforming scheme of yours to go smoothly. I owe you a great deal of gratitude. Speed is crucial in business. Admittedly, I had to use a somewhat unconventional approach. I wouldn't concern yourself with that. It all counts as expenses. It's just unfortunate that town had sustained some minor damage. But it's all for the greater good, I'm sure. I'm still impressed with the scale of it, though. What was it again? A giant logistics center? When the plan drew up, I gathered it was like an improved version of the logistics storehouse that Christ & Co. has in the capital. And didn't you mention that by building it in our suburbs, we'd be able to develop into Erebonia's next big commercial area? The Empire is expanding, and there is an urgent demand to establish a logistics network, particularly for Durai and North Ambria. The economic benefits would gain from an Alistair Logistics Center would be unprecedented. Would you be so kind as to grant permission to open a factory that manufactures military items other than weapons? Of course! I presume such a factory will employ locals? It's time for the country and also for the benefit of Alistair. It's a perfect plan. I had a hunch this is what was happening. What are you still doing here? Well, I do believe I've seen your faces before. You were in the same class as Hugo, if I'm not mistaken. You just keep popping up where you're not welcome. You really like sticking your neck out. Christ & Co. sales manager Wads and Mayor Mathen. Are you aware that this plan of yours is illegal? I can't believe that you used Monster for your own purposes and drove away by and drove away the residents. This is fraud and imitation on a wide scale. You essentially hijacked a town. We can't let this kind of cruelty slide, but there's still time. Please stop this. What does it matter to you outsiders like you, We're only thinking of the country and Alistair. How dare you be so impudent? What? Get these people out of my town! Cleaning this riffraff shouldn't be a problem. After all, I've already arranged to sweep away the town. Order a few extra pieces of trash. What? Time is short, and we have to begin. Let the great plan begin. Sponsored, of course, by Kleist & Co. No. Archaisms? Ryder saw the signs that Kleist has been doing some shady deals with Ouroboros. But they're not just using military monsters, they're using archaisms too. And there are so many of them. What is all of this about? What? What are these machines doing here? They're going to destroy the town. Stop them! What are you talking about? This is what we agreed.